and welcome back. You're still watching Morning Thailand with us, and as we mentioned, there will be a roadshow Golf the future, Thailand's future 2020 roadshows that will be seen in several provinces during next month. And yesterday, at the government house, the Prime Minister Kun Yingluck Shinawatra has presided over the launch of this particular campaign that they will travel to 12 provinces for a roadshow in order to promote the 2 trillion baht budget that will go to the mega projects, especially the infrastructure development projects of the government. And yesterday they said that seminars and exhibitions will be held to publicize this particular mega project and to gauge public responses with this 2 trillion baht budget as well. The campaign will be held throughout October under the title Building Thailand's Future 2020. This campaign is designed following the passage of the 2 trillion baht loan bill, giving the Ministry of Finance the authority to borrow money for infrastructure development projects, which have seen a lot of opposition and protests against this particular scheme. And the government's roadshow will begin in the northeastern province of Nong Khai during October 4th to the 6th and will end in the southern province of Songkhla during November 29th to December the 1st. And yesterday, during the launch of this particular project, Kun Yingluck Shinawatra, the Prime Minister, has already asking the Thai people to support this particular project because she said that is the project that has been planned and organized for people, for the development of the country. And the development plan would focus on the construction of electric railways from Bangkok to the provinces, and that will help better connect the neighboring countries. Apart from the high-speed train, there will be a double rail tracks and also the development of other several ways of transportation as well.
Oh, okay. So not just the railway, but other,
like roads, airports, border crossing, and also the ports. And that will also help promoting farm products of the farmers, especially the OTOP product. Kun Yingluck said that there will be the upstream, midstream, and downstream connection from producers to processing plants and export. So that means a lot of goods and produce will be transported from farmers to middlemen to clients in a shorter time. And that guarantees the freshness of vegetables,
of
fruits,
the
and of the produce.
Okay, but that's the thing though. I think it's good that we are looking at the road construction as well. Don't forget, Thailand is not that big of a country. We can actually use roads as a good main transportation because you can drive from down south all the way to up north, like within, I don't know, less than 24 hours, that's for sure. So that means that maybe we should invest in terms of the road instead, construction of road. Yeah, exactly. Or, expansion of the roads and such. Because at this point, like Kun Chen has mentioned last time, she said that the railway, some of it is actually the most investment will be for the transportation of people, not even for the produce. So that means that we might not see a lot of, profits from there. And plus the tickets price going to be pretty high. So I don't know who's going to be able to afford or even, gain from this particular.
Not particular farmers.
Exactly. So, we're going to have to wait and see, obviously.
And speaking about concerns about the debt that Thai people still have to shoulder for a lot more years. Kun Kittirat Naranong, the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, said that despite taking on this massive loan, the government would keep the public debt from exceeding 60% of GDP. So that wouldn't be that much. Seriously, the government might not have to borrow, he said. The government might not have to borrow the 2 trillion baht if they can ask for cooperation and convince the private participation in the development scheme. So this is probably the necessary means that they have to conduct.
Oh, all right. Well, the thing is, we're in a lot of debt already. And, every time, like I could see why there's a lot of businessmen who believe that this particular loan is actually a good idea due to the fact that obviously in terms of economy, you need some money to be injected into the system so that it could move forward and such. But in terms of 2 trillion baht as the public debt, that I am not sure, as a loan for like all of us, that I'm not sure whether or not that's just kind of went overboard. But we're gonna have to wait and see, because at this point, obviously, a lot more scrutinies has been done through the parliament and such, and including the fact that the Democrat Party would not let the Pheu Thai Party or the government have it their way very easily. The Democrat Party yesterday, along with the 40 senator group, has already talked about joint hand. We know that they kind of, having an alliance for a while now to cook this up, but apparently they will use they will press the Constitution Court to accept this particular complaint, saying that whatever the government is doing right now in terms of changing the Constitution is actually creating problems and might overboard, as well as go over and creating a little bit of a problems in terms of trying to get the projects done, especially in terms of selecting of the senators. So legally might be illegal at this point. So this is one of the thing that the Democrat Party, as well as the 40 senator group, is actually cooking it up, saying that if because the thing is, even if it's past deliberation, you're gonna have to wait before you give it to His Majesty the King to sign. Exactly. So what they're trying to do is, whatever the Pheu Thai Party or the government trying to do, they're gonna stop it just right before being endorsed. So obviously deliberation will pass anyway, like we have said that.
The third reading, right?
Exactly, because the problem is they're not going to have enough people. And like Kun Chu would say, even if they raise their 2 legs, it's still not going to be enough to oppose anything that's going on in the chamber itself. So at this point, everybody's just kind of got quite frustrated as well. And obviously with the whole, the ballots, the video clips
the checking in, the
the
voting,
clocking in of the ballots and such, that will be used as well. So they're gonna block the amendment just right before it's reached His Majesty the King for endorsement. Whether or not they could do this, we have to wait and see, because don't forget, it's up to the Constitutional Court whether or not to accept it. The Constitutional Court already accepted 2 bills already that you reported, and complaint coming from the Pheu Thai Party saying that they're not very happy with the fact that the court accepted those complaint as well. So it's just, I think Thai politics at this point is getting to be quite difficult, and you're going to hear a lot of, this bill and this act, and, is not according to this whatever numbers. So at this point, we're going to have to wait and see whether or not they would be able to block this. But yeah.
And yesterday, Kun Wanchai Sansiri, the appointed senator, has already brought this issue to the Constitutional Court as well, saying that the passing of this bill changing the scheme to select the makeup of senator has violated the Constitution, because the Senate Speaker did not let the MPs or senators speak in the parliament according to the regulations, and also the video clips that show the Pheu Thai MPs clocking in.
So at this point, I think that apart from the loan aside, because that they have a lot to say as well, in terms of selection of senator, it seems like it takes a lot longer than we expected. So we're going to have to wait and see whether or not they can actually cook this up. Up next would be Kun Chain, and she's going to talk a little bit about the Thailand try to apply for UNSC.
And more trips of the Prime Minister.
So please stay tuned.